Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Fam Jam team call. It is the beginning of June, June 2nd. And tonight I'm so excited. We have brand new coach, Sarah, who is sharing with us her secret to hitting SC46. I mean, what? I'm blown away by you, girl. So we're excited. I am 1000% sure we're going to have a ton of questions for you. But before we dive into that, I have a couple of announcements and then we will start with recognition and then we'll get into everything. So first of all, I just wanted to make sure that everyone was setting the pace for June. Have a hot second, evaluate where you were at with May, wrap it up, move forward from where you were at, close the gap, find out where your opportunity is this month to grow, and set some new goals for yourself. Set the goal so that it's something that pushes you a little bit, but also something that can be achievable this month. Share that goal with your upline coach. So important to hold yourself accountable. Nobody here is your boss. Nobody here is coming chasing after you, asking for goals or saying, where are you at? How come you haven't been showing up? Like, what's going on? While we might check in once in a while, you might have people who are doing that for you. Ultimately, it's up to you to be able to really communicate all of that to your coach and say, this is the season I'm in. This is where I'm at. These are the goals that I have. There's no right or wrong goal, right? Like, it doesn't matter what your coach wants or what the team goal might be. If you aren't wanting to go for diamond, that's okay. Just be honest and realistic with where you're at, because I think clear communication is amazing. And for those of you that I know, there's a lot of you who have diamond on your hearts for this month, and I can see so many of you working so hard to achieve that. Just communicate that as well, and let's make sure that we are coming together to be able to help you. We did, out of request from everyone who was really going hard for diamond last time to qualify for the virtual diamond retreat, they requested to keep the chat open. We had like a little push chat going, and they requested that we keep it open as accountability for themselves and their businesses. So if you guys want to be a part of that, please just shoot a message, or you can comment now. If for those of you that are live, just drop in the chat. I'll write your names down and I'll add you in. But for those of you that are catching the recording of this, just drop it in one of the chats so that we can add you into that. It's called Shine Bright is our chat name, which I thought was really, really cute. So super excited for that. I also, while we're kind of on that topic, wanted to officially, can you guys see this? I wanted to officially congratulate our Defy Your Limits very first ever virtual diamond retreat, all the qualifiers for Defy Your Limits. I first of all have to thank Shorty for co-leading this and co-hosting this with us. This is the first time either of us have done this, and it was so cool. And we wanted to really spotlight all of you guys who achieved this incredible, incredible retreat. Unfortunately, it's virtually. I really just want to hug you all is why I'm saying unfortunately. But we really just wanted to recognize all of you and your hard work. I mean, look at all your beautiful faces there. And literally, to think, we talked last year and we said, we would love to like have a diamond retreat. But then of course we were like, but what if we only have like 2 coaches? Like, what if this and what if that? And we like instantly retreated, and we thought we weren't good enough, and we instantly retreated, and we didn't have enough belief in ourselves as leaders. And we didn't have enough belief in our team. Like, I'll be 100% honest, you fall back into this, like, but I'm not as good as Jamie and Kim, or I'm not as good as this team, or I'm not as good as this team. But you know what? We decided, no, we're going to put that aside. It's not about anybody else. This isn't about comparing anything to any other team or anyone else's journey. It's just about celebrating whoever reaches this really incredible milestone. And look at how many we have. I'm so stinking proud of you guys. I'm throwing Shorty on the spot, but did you want to add anything else in, or before we move on to the recognition?
I was just going to type it in the chat.
Okay.
I was just going to say, and there were so many of you who were so close, but just keep pushing, because guys, I actually haven't been to my own diamond retreat because I missed it my first year. And then last year there was no diamond retreat. So that you still can get there. And now look at me, now I'm planning a diamond retreat for my team. So just keep pushing, guys. Don't let the fact that your face isn't on this board here stop you from continuing to push for those goals, because you were so close. And you have two options. One is you go, I didn't make it, I'm not good enough. And the other is you go, I was so damn close, I'll be there next year. So that's all I wanted to add.
I love it. And these are your diamond leaders right now, you guys. Like, reach out to these individuals. If you have questions, if you want to know how they got there, if you want to know what it took, reach out to them, ask them the questions. We're here to help everyone be able to reach their goals. And I know that every single person on this board who qualified for the virtual diamond, by the way, you had to wake up diamond on May 27th. Like, that was the qualification. Reach out to them. Okay. I will pass it over to anyone else that has recognition for their teams.
All right, let me go first. I'll go. I was waiting for short. I want to give a huge shout out to our Sean Taylor squad. We had a massive month of May. Cresta locking in 1-star diamond. I didn't get to announce her last week because we kind of had some flip-flops of team calls, but incredible. She was literally like heads down, staying focused. I don't know if any of you follow her, but she's been like in the middle of like nowhere in Canada, limited data, limited Wi-Fi, but she's still staying connected with her team, helping them, mentoring them, staying connected. So I'm so proud of her for officially locking in 1-star diamond, and also locking in SC10, which I know is huge for her because for one, she's really striving for the Success Club trip and she wants those coach leads. So the opportunity to have coach leads as a star diamond is incredible. Cassie holding on to her diamond and locking in SC8 last month. And then I want to give a huge shout out to my new coach, Brandy. She ran her first free group last week, all by herself. I was in there as just a support system. I was like a participant commenting and whatnot, but she did an incredible job. She started it, scheduled everything out, followed up with everyone. She did such a wonderful job. So I want to give her a huge shout out. And I know that she's struggling with a few personal things right now with sinus infections, possibly allergies, who knows, but she's showing up regardless. You know, I told her that it's life. We have to keep showing up and being raw and being real with everyone. So she's doing a great job. I just want to give her a huge shout out.
Okay, I'll go quickly. I just wanted to give a shout out to Carmelina. Carmelina took a big step this week, which is super out of her comfort zone. And, you know, when she messaged Shalene and I, when she initially messaged, she says it has nothing to do with Beachbody. And she said, wait a minute. Yes, it has everything to do with Beachbody, because a clothing line that she loves is looking for basically like ambassadors, like plus size models to model their clothing. And she decided to go for it. And she had to do, first of all, she had to do a video, and then she had to do like a written thing. And this is someone who probably would have talked herself out of it 15 times and then never done it a year ago. And she actually went for it. And I'm so proud of her. And she looked for feedback. Like, she sent the video, she took the feedback. She didn't go, I'm not listening to you. She took the feedback, she applied it. And I'm like super proud of her. Whether she gets it or not, I'm just really proud that she actually took that step. So that has everything to do with her coaching journey and her own personal journey. So I'm just, it's those things, guys, like it's those things that just make me smile. And I wanted to give a shout out to Heather, who is running a free group. She's actually reached out to Nicole to do it together. And like, that's collaboration on our team. And I love that it's like cross collaboration from like different teams, because that's what this is all about. So I'm really proud that you kind of took that step, Heather, because sometimes it's not easy to do that when you don't really know somebody very well, but just to kind of like go out there and just ask, like, that's amazing. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. And just my ladies, my diamond ladies who stuck it out with me for 6 weeks. Thank you again. I know I've told you guys a million times, but I just love you guys so much. And okay, well,
you can do your acceptance speech in 5 seconds.
I'm just saying thank you to my leaders. That's all. I'm just saying
I'm gonna give you a second so you can say thank you. But for those of you that don't know, this incredible team locked in 5-star diamond. I am so stinking proud of you guys. Like, Fit Life locked in 5-star. You guys, this isn't the first time they were in qual. This is the second time they've been in qual. And like, literally, this time was like so different. And like, Shorty, if you want to speak to it, you can, but I felt it. Like you guys wanted it. You guys really came together. You held your own. You were like, what do I got to do? Okay, I'm taking care of my business. You know, it was checking in, being like, well, I'm not really sure here, asking for help, asking for guidance, but like you guys freaking did it. And I hope that this 5-star shows each and every one of you that you are freaking capable of this. And I can only hope for all of you that you find a Shorty. I can only hope for all of you that you find as hardworking of an individual as her. She's an incredible leader. She doesn't quit. She doesn't stop. She has her why is stronger than I've seen anyone else's why ever before. Her vision is freaking clear. And she shows up every single day to go for that why and to go after that vision. And she makes it happen. And she's there for her team. She shows up. She will never ask anyone to do anything that she isn't willing to do herself. And she really represents a true leader, even though I know she doubts herself all the freaking time. And you guys have to know that too. Yeah. She's not a robot. She's not made of steel. She's real human, real feelings. She just works through it all. And she shows up every damn day to go after those goals. And I'm so proud of your leadership. And I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished and the team that you have built and inspired. And every other coach on this team looks up to you. Every single freaking coach on this team looks up to you. And we're just so grateful for you. Like as a human on this team and as a leader, we're just so grateful for you. As we are everyone. You guys, Fit Life locked it in 5-star. And we did have a team call last week to even announce it. I was like, come on. But you guys are amazing. So now that I just made you ball your face off, if you want to say something again.
You see, I knew that was coming. I was trying to like avoid that. I was trying to do it first. Yeah. I'm so proud of my team. And it really was different this time. And I think it's not because it was different people. It was pretty much the same people. It was just that I was different. I showed up better as a leader. I showed up better in sort of my role to help guide the people on my team to kind of build their business and learn how to step into their own role as leaders. And so it was different this time, not necessarily because of the circumstances or because Qual was different. It was because I was different. So I had to think about how I was going to go into this Qual and how I wanted to show up and how I wanted it to go. And I was accountable in a chat that we set up. Like I was accountable in there too. If I didn't show up or if I didn't make it, or if I thought I wasn't going to make it, I made it clear to everyone, like, this is where I'm at. And there were times where it was me that was going to drop and I had to get my butt in gear because my team, they had it in the bag. And I was like, oh my God, I can't let them down. Like, this is on me now. So I've told my team this already multiple times, but it wasn't just Kiara and Emily and Carmelina. It was every single one of my VIP members, every single one of my coaches who held Emerald, every single one of my coaches who stayed active, every single one of their coaches who stayed active, and their coaches who pushed and stayed Emerald. Like, this was a whole team effort. You don't get to diamond without a team. You don't get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star diamond without a team. And just because you don't have diamond beside your name doesn't mean you weren't part of this. You were very much a part of this. So know that. I told my team this, but for all of the rest of you on this call, just because you don't have a rank beside your name doesn't mean that you are not worth anything, and doesn't mean that you aren't contributing something to the team. And I know sometimes it can feel like that because I've been that person without a rank. So just know that and just keep pushing, because one day you're going to have a rank beside your name and you're going to know what it feels like to speak like I am right now. So just keep pushing, guys.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, because this qual was different. And quals can go two ways. They can be stressful as all can be, or you can make it work. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but there's two ways. One is what happens, and we've been guilty of it, is when you hit a rank, you're like, shit, now I got to hold for 6 weeks. How do I hold? And you start managing instead of continuing to grow. But this time with Fit Life, they didn't stop. Yes, there was some management happening there for some structure and making sure everyone's in line, but none of them stopped.
Yeah.
They all kept going.
Yeah.
And that's why they are 5-star.
And you're going to start to see 1 stars and 2 stars popping in that team now, because they're all continuing that growth. So it's really incredible what you guys are building, what you guys are doing.
I don't want to downplay, like, quals can be stressful, but like they can go 2 ways. They can go easier or they can go really stressful. And to not go stressful, you have to keep growing. It's crucial. We made the mistake. Shorty made the mistake a couple times in her qual. Like it happens. Every coach is going to make those mistakes. So learn from our mistakes. And when you get to qual, just grow.
Yeah. Any other recognition?
I'll go real
quickly.
quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. Okay. It's hard to follow that up, but I just wanted to first, I think Kara's still on here before she leaves for her course, but she's been working really, really hard trying to get to Diamond, and she is really close. So I just want to say, Kara, I'm really proud of you. She's still showing up every day, working hard. I have 4 working coaches in our group now. Katie is on the call tonight, so I just wanted to say welcome to her. She's been, I guess, a VIP member for quite a while, and I've been talking to her a little bit here and there, and we met up today, and she's deciding to take the leap, and she's already halfway to Emerald, so she's going to be an awesome addition to our team. And yeah, I just wanted to say I'm really happy that you're here, Katie. So that's all.
So I'm just going to shout out our speaker tonight. She's only been a coach for 6 weeks and she's already stepping up and going to talk on our chat tonight. So that's very exciting. It was awesome that she hit SE 46 last month and already at SE 4 in the month of June. And it's exciting to see some of her coaches join this chat tonight and her mom. Anyways, I like to hear from you, Sarah.
Can I follow up with my recognition? It seems like good timing. Thanks, Lindsay. I'm really excited. I have a few new working coaches. So first, I want to recognize Victoria. So we decided, actually, Victoria and I together, to start a new challenge group for girls our age. We kind of saw a little hole in our team of there's a lot of moms, and that's fantastic, but we are certainly not moms. So we wanted to kind of fill that hole. So if anyone has anyone to throw into our challenge group, we're already at like almost 10 girls. So that's really exciting. And I just think she's awesome. And she's like totally taking on the post. So that's amazing. And doing power hours with me on weekends because I don't have Shailene. So thank you. Good job, Vic. I'm super proud of you. And then I also have Maddie. So Maddie is also a new coach. And I'm just so proud of Maddie for honestly just showing up every day for herself, because that's honestly the first step. So Maddie, you're doing amazing. I know life is hard, but keep pushing, keep showing up for your workouts. And she's also she's having some great conversations. And I know your team will be growing very soon. And then the last one, I actually guilted my mom into signing up as a coach so I could obviously hit my Emerald. And then she decided to just roll with it. And so she hit SC6 last month, just, for fun, because why not? So she's obviously amazing and totally inspires me every day. And so that's my team. I'm super proud of everyone.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Anyone else's recognition before we kick this off? Okay, I have a couple. We wanted to welcome our newest coaches to the team, Callista and Josh, her boyfriend Josh. So they're already halfway to Emerald, which is incredible, but an official welcome. We're so pumped. Jared and Josh go way back with football. So super excited to have you guys on the team. Welcome. I wanted to shout out Shorty for locking in SC 17, which I feel like is getting adjusted.
19.
Should be nice. 19 because of retention points. Who do I have here? Cher and Trish for locking in SC 12. Katie locking in SE10, Becca and T locking in SE8. And we also wanted to give a massive shout out, and I cannot believe that this is happening. You guys, we've been in another 6-week qualification. Someone else on our team has been qualifying for 6 weeks, and tomorrow it is official 1-star diamond coach for Danielle. I am so proud of you guys. Oh my gosh. Like, I cannot believe this because, and again, like you were speaking of it being just like not easy,
No.
but like you guys made it happen, but it didn't seem like it was like pressure. It wasn't like a pressure cooker. Like you guys just made it
They
happen and it
grew.
was so natural. You guys are growing
Yeah, they
so
grew.
much.
They didn't stop.
And I'm so proud of you guys. You guys have worked so hard for this. You totally deserve this. And 1-star official locking in, which means she's also getting her invitation to NLC, which is the New Leaders Conference. You can only go there once, and you get the invitation when you go 1-star diamond. So she'll officially be able to go. And I think you're going to get to go in the World's Open and like actually travel, which is incredible. So I'm super pumped.
Teammates from
And
Stronger Together that can go with you.
Yeah. And now you're going to have Cresta and Marisol for sure, who've already locked it in going with you. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So to see you guys all like all these star diamonds popping on your team is so inspiring and so incredible. We're proud of you.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you for how much you've grown over the last year and you stepping out of your comfort zone. I know inviting was hard for you in the beginning. But you've really come into your own and you're really starting to show up as a leader and it's just amazing to watch. So just know that Shalene and I, we see you, we talk about you all the time. We're proud of you. We can't wait for the world to open up to hug you again, but we're just so proud of you.
Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think we have all of our recognition, which is incredible. We have like 20 minutes of recognition here. So let's kick this over to our guest speaker of the evening. So you guys, Sarah I was like, whoa, where did you come from? Like instantly. And I remember Lindsay, she was on a team call. She's like, I want to shout out my coach for being at SC like 32 or something. I was like, wait, what? What is happening? I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, did you say that right? And from there, I was just like, okay, I got to pay attention. Like, what's actually going on here? Because you literally are one of the few coaches who have just like come out of the gate just running. You didn't wait for the information. You weren't waiting for approval from anyone. You weren't sitting back to be like, okay, what do I need to know next? You literally just like, what do I have to do? Okay, great. You'd go do it. And then you come back. You're like, what else do I need to do? Okay, great. And then you'd come back and you'd go do it. And I think this comes a lot from your background and a lot of your history. So you guys, I picked your brain and I was like, okay, can you speak on a call? Because I think that everyone needs to hear from you because everyone is asking how you're doing this. And I just said, like, what is your background? Like, where are you coming from? What's the history behind like who you are as a person? And she said she started skating when she was 1. She's been skating ever since. And she has a passion for skating. She actually became the 2018 provincial champion. She coached in 2016 until COVID hit, of course. She's the captain of the McMaster figure skating team last year, this year, and already locked in for next year as well. She's in her 4th year of kinesiology at MAC. She's also working part-time at a chiropractor office, and she's working with patients, really creating those rehabilitation exercises for them. And this all, I'm like, okay, this is clearly an individual who is just passionate about health and wellness. She's an incredibly hard worker to be able to become the provincial champion. I know what that takes watching people in sport for so long and really coming through the sport industry myself. So to know what it takes to be that is incredible. And to see you applying so many life skills that you have now into coaching is what it's all about. You're just taking the tools that you already have in life and applying them to your coaching business now. And it's really, really cool to see that. I think sometimes when people switch over to be a coach, they think that all their life experience just kind of goes out the window and they think they have to relearn everything else. I know I did that for sure when I started coaching. So to just watch you naturally kind of like fit this in has been really inspiring. So we'd love to hear from you tonight. I'm going to kick it over to you. I know that I asked you a couple of questions to try and like prep a little bit for this, but you guys, if you have questions for Sarah as she's speaking through everything, just drop them in the chat. We'll leave a little bit of room at the end for a Q&A as well. But Sarah, if you don't mind just starting, and if you want to give a little introduction to yourself, you can, but really just kick us off with like, how did you come to be a coach?
Awesome. Thank you. What a good intro. I was very impressed. You must have it written down somewhere because that was a lot. No, you just know it.
No, I totally do. I would never remember that, mom brain.
I was like, what the heck? She's still going. She's really got this all down pat. All right. Well, thank you. Hopefully I can like shed some light. Honestly, I don't really know. And I didn't really know this was like a huge accomplishment until everyone started freaking out. I was like, why? Like, hold up. What is going on? Like, why are these people all losing their minds? And then apparently this is exciting. So hopefully I can help shed some light on how I made it happen. Honestly, it was a lot of, in one of my first team calls, Shailene talked about leaning in. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. Like I can kind of jump in, and if I fall, hopefully someone will catch me. And on this team, there are so many people that have been like kind of catching me. Like Lindsay's been there, and Kaylee's been there, and Shailene's been there. So it's honestly been like a super big group effort. And even my mom coming in and helping me get to Emerald, like it's kind of everyone all working together. So that's pretty awesome. I started with Beachbody about really at the start of the pandemic. And my one friend was a coach at the time, and she was like, you have to sign up. You just have to do this. And I was like, well, I know how to stay in shape, but I don't know how to work out because I've been on the ice 5 days a week since I was 11. And I never did off ice training because quite frankly, I had no interest. I only liked skating. And so I just continued to skate more and more, stayed in shape, had no problem. And then pandemic hit, and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So my friend Sherry was like, you absolutely have to, like, you have to try Beachbody. I was like, no, no, no. And eventually she actually just bought the 3-month membership for me. And she was like, here, try this out. And then of course, within the first 14-day free trial, we canceled it. And I got a year membership because I didn't know about the challenge packs. I didn't know about the Shakeology. And I started doing the workouts and loved them. I've done T20, I've done 21 Day 6, 21 Day 6 Extreme, MBS, MBSA. I've now done Let's Get Up. Like I've done a whole bunch of them. And honestly, I love them all. So then around Christmas, I messaged Lindsay and was like, what's this coaching thing? Like, what's going on with that? And she was like, oh my gosh, you just have to coach. I was like, okay, back up the bus. I'm in school, I'm doing skating, doing all the things. Like I can't right now. And then I was like, talk to me after exams. And so she messaged me the day of my last exam. How the heck she figured that out, I have no idea. It was meant to be. So she messaged me the day of my last exam. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll give that a shot. So that was April 27th. And now here we are. As Shailene said, I work at a chiro office, and I work with patients who have mostly been in motor vehicle accidents and then have had surgery. And so they come to me, they see my boss who's a chiropractor, and then they come and see me, and I create a rehabilitation exercise program for them. So between that, my kinesiology background, and then the skating, I know how important exercise is. And I want everyone in my circle to be exercising on a regular basis because I want everyone in my circle to be healthy and happy. And Beachbody brought me health and happiness, and I want to kind of give that out to as many people as I can in my circle. And I just figured out how to use Instagram. So now outside of my circle as well. I knew how to use it personally before. I'm not crazy, just so everyone knows. Just figured out how to use it more professionally. So that's a bit about that. I also am working at this clinic and was getting a little bit less hours due to, of course, COVID. There are less patients who are just walking through the door. And so I had enough money every month to pay my bills, but I don't really just want to pay my bills. I want to have a little fun and, get takeout food if that's what I decide to do. So I decided I had a lot of financial questions, I feel like, for Lindsay and Kaylee, and some of them, they were like, what even is this? But I figured out that this would be a good way for me to make a little bit of extra money, make my own schedule. And it was perfect because I could get out of it everything I put into it, which is exactly what I needed. And I even noticed that, like, this last weekend, I didn't do any invites, I didn't do any follow-ups. Like, I really just took the weekend off. And of course I made no sales. Shocking. So it's really nice to see, like, the effort that you put in is really the effort you get out. And that financially made sense for me because I had more time to put in. And I also wanted to make a bit more money. So that's a bit about that. Do you have any more questions? Is that okay? Yeah.
I do. Okay, so I love that. And I just wanted to point out the reason why you are coaching right now is because you've identified the importance of exercise in people's lives. And that is, I just want to like hit home. Like, that's a really important piece of what's driving Sarah. And sometimes we can get caught up in the like, oh, but what about the price? Oh, but what about this? What about the objection? And we kind of internalize it a little bit to make it about us. And the thing I've noticed about you a lot in the conversations you're having with people is that you're so confident going in saying, no, everyone needs exercise. Like, it doesn't matter to me how old you are. It doesn't matter to me what state you're in. It literally doesn't matter. Like, I will meet you where you're at to make sure that you're well versed in working with people who are in that rehabilitation stage. But outside of that, you're just so passionate about the concept that everyone should be working out and exercising to keep themselves healthy. And I think that's a really like important factor that sometimes we underestimate the value of what it is that we're talking about. It's not just a challenge pack or the community. Yes, that's incredible. But think about the benefits that exercise has in people's lives. And you lead with that. And I just really, really love that. So I wanted to highlight that. But take us through, okay, we know your background, we know where you're at, we understand that you want takeout food, so you started coaching, which it's so like, I just love it so much. And here's the other thing, like, be honest with yourself. And you're honest with yourself, like, what do you want? I don't want to just pay the bills. Like, I don't want to just get by. Like, you want to be able to enjoy the fun things. You want to be able to go and splurge once in a while, right? So that's really cool that you're just being honest with yourself about what it is that you actually want. So for everyone listening, like, what do you actually want? That's going to drive you to show up every day, right? That's going to be the thing that helps you on the days where you're like, I really just want to stay in bed, in my cozy bed, nice and warm, and hit snooze 5 times before I actually get up instead of getting up to do the work. So let's switch a little bit. If we can, let's talk about who you're actually inviting, because that is one of the biggest things is people go, I don't know who to invite, or they know people to invite, but they get scared to invite them. So can you walk us through, like, how did you start inviting? What does your invite look like? Like, who are these people that helped you get to SC 46?
Yeah, for sure. So the one day I was doing my dance workout, I was doing Let's Get Up, and I texted my mom and I was like, oh my God, I have such a good idea. I'm going to call you after this workout. And she was like, okay, whatever. Sarah's crazy. That's fine. All good. And then I called her and was like, okay, so my skating girls need to be doing this. And so what I did is I actually created a skating group, and I believe we have 22 girls in the Facebook group right now. And so I just said, okay, everyone needs to sign up with the challenge pack. I put out a Facebook post. I texted all of my past coaches. I mean, I probably texted 100 people that day and was like, okay, here's what we're doing. All our skaters need to be in on this. We need to be in shape. We're going to get back on the ice in September and we're all going to suck. And this is something, as the captain of my team as well, I'm thinking a lot about for my team, because other teams have been training and Mac hasn't let us train. And so my team needs to get into shape and I need to figure out how to do that. That's my responsibility to figure it out. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do this for my Mac girls, I may as well do this for my home girls who are trying to do all the same things. And I've been coaching them since 2016. So I messaged all the girls' moms, messaged all my coach friends, and was like, okay, everyone needs to get into this group. So everyone signed up. Like, if you look at my coach office, it's like let's get up Shakeology Challenge Pack. Let's get up Shakeology Challenge Pack. And I didn't really give people options. I wasn't like, hey, do you want pre-workout? Do you want post-workout? I was like, hey, Chocolate Whey Shakeology? Sure, it's in your cart already. Check your email. So I think that was really a key to success. Like Kaylee said to me at one point, she was like, but Sarah, you're not signing up any discount coaches. And I was like, no, we'll worry about that later. Like, we need to get everyone into the group. We need to get everyone using the product. I kicked the group off with a Zoom call. And so we kind of all connected through the Zoom. And we've been doing a Zoom like every 2 weeks type of thing. So it's super low maintenance. I mean, I'm working out anyway, so I don't really mind doing it with them. Of course, I'm the only one with my camera on, and everyone I think makes fun of me, but that's okay. So yeah, that's kind of where I started it, was taking it to this kind of niche that I know and love, and all the people who have known me for the last 15 years in the skating world and have looked up to me either as a skater or as a coach. And so then I came to them and was like, hey, you have this problem. You might not know about it, but this is the problem, and this is how I'm going to solve it. And it's $162, and I'll see you tomorrow in the Zoom type of thing. So I gave myself about 2 weeks to set it up. And I'm still adding people in. So there's some girls who have said, no, like I can't right now for whatever reason. Some girls are in high school and are stressed about exams or don't have the money right now or whatever, and want to start their summer jobs and then have some money. So I'm still adding people in as we go. And I committed to doing the group until the start of September, which is when fall skating starts. So that really solves the problem for these girls of this summer, and hopefully it'll get everyone in shape. I'm thinking the next program we're going to do is MBF, but I'm going to do a little like choose your own adventure. So girls who don't want to do weights can do Transform 20, and girls who want to do weights can do MBF. And we're all still going to be in this group supporting each other, but it will be, like I said, a choose your own adventure kind of thing. And they all have Shakeology. I've been in the Facebook group encouraging them to use Shakeology. We'll see if anyone renews their subscriptions. I'll keep you all posted. So that's kind of where I started. And then, like Shailene said, it's really important to me that everyone in my life is active. So like right now I have my grandma doing 30-day breakaway. So just saying, like, it really, everyone can do something on here. And so I've been inviting friends and family. I have a couple of new coaches on here who are my really good friends. So I think just kind of creating my circle. And the other thing is that my circle knows me as a health and wellness expert through skating and through school. And so I think just they're kind of throwing their blind trust in me. Super nice, love them. And we're really making that happen together. And then now I've been doing a lot of inviting to this new challenge group that I talked about in my shout out earlier that I'm doing with Victoria, which is for younger girls, like girls our age type of thing, which I think is a really powerful group because we're all going through a lot of the same things. I mean, shout out to the Meltdown Moms. I love you all. You guys are fantastic. But it is good to have a different space for people who are not going through those same things, because it's really different being a university student and being a mom. And so we kind of all need to have our space for that. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Here's what I want to highlight. You didn't do any of the training for this. You didn't go through any of the stuff to like figure this out before you even knew it, but you were so clear on the individual you wanted to help. She had a target market. She started with her skate girls. She started small. She didn't think, oh, I need to go and help the entire world. She literally was just like, who do I know that could use this? They have a problem. I have a solution. Here we go. And she led it. That's how simple it is. Yeah. And I think that can become really complicated. And we think when we start, we need to just like take over Instagram because the only place we're going to find people is Instagram. When you first start as a coach, it's your immediate circle that's going to help you hit those initial milestones and reach those first couple of goals in your business because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. Or they know you and they don't like you and don't trust you. That's fine too. But whatever way, you know where they sit, you know where they lie. That's really cool. I love that you were like, you have a problem. I have a solution. Here it is. I want to help. Here's how I can help. You kept it simple. You didn't try and overcomplicate what it is that you were offering. You were like, nope, this is what you're signing up with. And they all went, okay, great. And I do want to say, like, even in your challenge group, I know you have younger girls who are in your challenge group who are like working out with their moms. And that was something that she talked a lot about. Like, I think your youngest one working out was like 11, doing Let's Get Up dance.
8.
Right?
She's 8.
So
and
it's
she's
like,
guys, she's doing the weights with soup cans. It is the cutest thing. She sends me pictures. I literally love it because everyone can do this. And she's been doing it with her mom too, which is like big bang for your buck, you know?
okay, so you have from 8 to 68. No, what, how
69.
old was your
69
grandma? She's 69. I mean, that's incredible that you were just so clear on helping the individuals that were just close to you and the people that you cared about most. So I love that. And you mentioned something about Kaylee said, hey, sign people up as discount coaches. Well, you now have 7 discount coaches on your team. You are 1 coach and 2 emeralds away from diamond, which I have a feeling is probably going to be locked in the next like 3 days. Maybe not that fast, but I'm just saying it'll be pretty quick. And how did you make that switch then from signing just anybody up? You're like, just let me kind of get this under my belt. And now you have 7 discount coaches. What was the switch for you there?
So you talked a little bit earlier about how I've been pretty goal oriented. So I did a call with Kaylee and Lindsay, I don't know, like a weekend. And they were like, okay, Sarah, get to Emerald. And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So signed my mom up and signed up a girl who wanted a whole bunch of products. And I was like, wait, I can get you a discount. Let's do that. So we started there. And then I kind of hit like the skater lull. I'd kind of gone through my people, the challenge group had started, and I needed a new little task. And so then someone put Diamond, it might have been you, Shailene, who put Diamond in my radar. And I was like, okay, well, what's that? Like, let's talk about what this means. And so then we figured out what that meant. And now I have, like you said, 7. Someone else tonight committed to signing up. So fingers crossed. I sent her a card. So we'll see. Then we'll be at 8. And then I think I'm going to build my boyfriend's account up and my mom's account up. And then boom, we're there. So I think it's just really been, like I said, originally leaning in. So being like, okay, Diamond, yep, I can do that. Setting a timeline. So my timeline is the end of July, or sorry, end of June, start of July, or 3 days, depending on whatever you decide. So that's kind of the timeline I gave for myself, and hopefully we can make it happen. And then, it was just really like hitting the lull of signing people up with challenge packs and being like, okay, I need a new little challenge here. And so then I flipped over into this new challenge, and then soon we'll need another one.
I'm just obsessed with you. You like, honestly, it's just you're the cutest, but 2, it's like you're very, very coachable. And I know that has a lot to do with your background, but I know that anyone can take this quality on. Like, Sarah messages either myself, Lindsay, or Kaylee probably every day asking questions. None of us are dragging her. None of us are reaching out to be like, hey, where are you at? Where are you going? How's the training going? How's this? How's that? Nothing. She literally is just there. I've been running the power hours at 7 a.m. She's shown up for almost all of them. Like, she's just leaning in, like she said. And she really is being proof that it works, right? When you lean in, you show up and you do the work. It's just been inspiring to kind of watch you figure it all out and navigate through. And you're like, okay, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. What's first? Emerald. Great. Got it. Okay. What's next? Diamond. Cool. Gonna lock that in 3 days, apparently. So it's cool to watch you be able to grab those goals and say, okay, I'm going to go after it. And that's a really, really great thing that I hope you just always hold on to. I just want to say that, because if you're able to pass that on to your team, you will have a very successful and thriving team very quickly as well. And it's an inspiration for all of us. Like, I'm learning so much from you. Like, you are leveling all of us up to the point of it just being like, you bring in fun and light and excitement. And I'm like, yes, this is what it needs to come back to. Sometimes we can get too serious about it, right?
Mhm.
And this, I'm like, yes, this is what it's all about. So I just love everything that you've said. I want to open it up to you guys too. If you guys have more questions for Sarah, like drop them in the chat. You can literally, Lindsay, she lit a fire under my ass. You can unmute yourself if you want to ask a question, but Sarah, I'll pass it back to you before the questions kind of come in. Like, is there anything else that you really want to share with us? Or anything that you've had maybe just like a highlight so far of like, what, 6 weeks you've been coaching? Like, how are you enjoying this so far?
I honestly love it. And like I talked quite a bit about the importance of exercise to me personally. And it just means so much to me that I can help some other people. And I've had a few, everyone says when I started, they were like, oh, you're going to get such sweet messages about how you're like changing the person's life. And I was like, no way, won't be me. I'm just going to, get a few skaters like in shape. It'll be fine. But I've been getting these messages of these people being like, oh my gosh, this is really changing my life. And that lights a fire under my ass to then go and do more. And like all of you guys on this team, like Shorty, oh my gosh, you're amazing, lighting a fire under my ass. Shailene, I love seeing you every morning. My team of coaches, like it's just everyone. If I'm not having a day, it doesn't matter because someone around me is there. Like I said, when you lean in, if you fall, someone in this team is going to pick you up. And so that's honestly one of my favorite things about being on this Beachbody journey is the community of coaches on top of everything else. And we have, of course, all of my amazing clients, but also just the coaches. And I think honestly, my two biggest things would be the first one is to make goals and then push. Like I just can't say enough about that. Like write it down, say it, tell somebody, tell 5 people, tell everybody on this call. And then also just the leaning in, I think has been huge for me of just really jumping in and trying to really put my all into it. So I think those are my two big things, goals and leaning in.
That's great advice.
Yeah, it's awesome. So something that I love about watching you with this team so far is that your why is like laser focused, which I love because exercise is a huge part and exercise completely saved my life. So I completely know where you're coming from with that. And a fear that a lot of coaches have is a fear of being too pushy when it comes to this. But I feel like watching you understand what you have at the palm of your hands with what these programs and products can actually do for somebody, that you don't feel like you're being pushy because you know everybody needs this in their life. And that's a hard hump to get over for a lot of coaches. And the fact that you're over that on day one is absolutely incredible. And I love how laser focused you are with that because it's an incredible quality that I hope you never lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Question from Nicole. What do your invites typically look like? So here, can you give us 2 actually? Because I know what's kind of happening in the background. So how did you invite the people that you knew that were like in your circle? And how are you now inviting? What does an invite look like for you? Because I know now you're actively building your Instagram account and you're starting to invite people through Instagram too.
Okay, so to start with the Instagram, I took inspiration from Lindsay, and she had somebody message her back and was like, how do you know I need this? And so then I flipped that into my invite, total learning opportunity. Thank goodness she shared it. And I flipped into my invite and was like, hey, this has done incredible things for me. So this has changed my health. This has changed my wellness. This is what I want to share this with you. I'm not like, hey, buy this product. I don't put the price in the initial thing. Like I don't put anything like that. I just say, this is what it's done for me. And I would really love to share this with you. So that's my like go-to Instagram sort of invite, which I'm not like super comfortable with yet, but we are definitely making progress. And then the skater one was really just like, hey, this is what you need. This is what I'm going to give you. I know you know me. I know we have this thing, like this connection already going on. And so with that one, I was like, here's the price. Here's the start date. This is like, shoot me your email and we'll get you signed up. We're going to get you this awesome chocolate Shakeology. And the other thing that I find is when people do ask about the price, is I make a huge list of everything that's in it because there's so many things in it. And if I'm just like, hey, you're getting some Shakeology and workouts for a year, they're like, oh, but it's almost $200. So I'm like, you get the cookbook, you get a shaker bottle, you get all this incredible nutrition information. And so just really listing out all of the little things that come with the package, the containers, like everyone gets excited about new Tupperware, come on. So, or at least I do, maybe that's a me thing, I don't know. So anyways, I really think it's showing the value of it once that conversation continues, because at least for my age, the value is the hardest part. And then also the time is the other thing that I see from people, and which makes me just crazy because I'm such a busy person. And I'm like, no, you do have time, I promise. So I've been trying to like squeeze into my Instagram posts and like my stories and stuff, being busy and making time for the workouts despite being busy. So those are kind of, hopefully that helps with the invite. Just really taking it from like a perspective of me and being like, this is how it helps me. I want it to help you in the same way is kind of my like main go-to.
Incredible. So for those of you that are struggling on Instagram, there's a comment of, I'm still finding it a little bit hard. It's taking your journey. It's telling the story. It's showing people the value, and it's hitting those objections. That becomes your content. Like those become your posts, right? All the objections, that becomes what you talk about in your stories. I guarantee you, if you were to watch Danielle's stories, if you were to watch Cassie's stories, if you were to watch Becca's stories, like anytime you're watching their stories, they're not just like randomly like, oh, what do I want to talk about today? It's literally a message they got in their inbox. And they were like, oh, opportunity. This is an objection. I'm going to go talk to it on my stories now. And that's where it's coming from. So I love that you're already kind of like adopting that, because that's how easy it can be with Instagram to find content and to find things to talk about. And I love how you're like finding that value in the challenge pack. And yes, the excitement for Tupperware never goes away. It just continues. And then there's kids Tupperware on top of it. And then you get even more excited because it's color coded and the kids love colors, everything. So it's great. Any other questions, you guys, for Sarah? Carm says it's official. I'm obsessed with you.
Thank you guys. This has been awesome. I was super nervous, but it all went well.
You nailed this. And you have some raving coaches as well. Your coaches are so proud of you, I can tell. Okay.
I love my coaches.
Oh, you guys are amazing. Honestly, thank you so much for this call. This was absolutely incredible. You hit like all the points, just nail on the head with it. I love your enthusiasm for it. I love how much fun you're bringing into this. You are such a light on this team. And I can only imagine what a light you are in your family's lives and your friends' lives. You are, you're a really special gem. So I just want you to know that. And Mama Bear sitting there, I can see how proud she is of you. And welcome officially as a coach too. I mean, I love when Sarah was like, yeah, and Mom just hit SC6 for fun. I was like, yeah, apple doesn't fall far from the tree on that one. But you guys are incredible. We're so blessed to have you guys on this team. And again, you guys lean in. Like, I think if anything, rewatch this call. There was so many little nuggets that Sarah had there. Share this with your newer coaches as well. Like keep this recording when I share it kind of in your back pocket, and be able to share this with your newer coaches to show them what's possible, and to show them how to just apply it with what you already have, the tools you already have in your tool belt. You're fully capable. We all have everything we need already right within us to be able to go and smash out those goals that we've set for ourselves. So thank you so much. I'm sure your inbox is probably going to blow up with lots of questions and tags and all the things you guys tag her on social media as well on your stories. But thank you guys so much for this team call. And thank you, Sarah. We really appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome.
Yeah. And if you guys take one thing from this call, it's tell your story. Like everyone has a story. I've said this 1,000 times. Everyone has their own story and it's unique, and everyone needs to tell it because there's someone out there that needs to hear it. And Sarah is proof of that, because all she did was tell her story and she hit SC46. Yeah. So you have a story, it's unique to you, and there is someone out there like you that needs to hear it. So tell your story.
I love that. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
See ya.